maintain the ability to fly at the same time that you choose your subclass, so around level 10. So there are areas in every zone that you can fly, not all areas. Storytelling is a really big part of Aion, and quests are what we use as the vehicle to deliver that story to the player. There are two types of quests in Aion. There are standard quests and there are campaign quests. The standard quests are quests that are confined to one area, one region, and those may be smaller tasks that give you supplies, give you money, and then the campaign quests are really what drive you through the story from beginning to end. What's really cool about the equipment is, even though you may have a gladiator or a warrior, and they are equipped with all this really cool gear, it still can become truly unique. We have these 4 slots on the bottom here, which are our mana stone sockenings. You can see them, there's one empty on the bottom there. Throughout the game, you're going to receive these mana stones, and you can lock them into your equipment, which will change the stats on them. So the mana stones, they change the parry, the critical hit, the blocking, so they do make your weapon unique. Okay, so you'll notice that these boxes are popping up to the right of Ryan. They're also circled along the bottom here. And this is part of our combo skill chain. So what that means is you'll always have skills that are always available for you to use. When you click one and activate it, it'll set off and trigger the ones in the following chain. So an example, at the top here we have the ones on the left, the far left are always available. Once those are activated, the next 2 are available for us to use. The arrows, the arrows that are darker arrows, that means those skills are available all the time. So you click 1, 2, 3, so on, they'll activate. The arrows that have the white outlines, that means they're sometimes available. It's a roll of the die, it's random. They're a lot stronger, these skills, and that's why they're not always offered every time. So here you see these little arrows that are popping up below Brian. And this is our positioning combat system. So what happens here is, you could just stand in one place and swing your sword and shoot the other guy down. But we want to reward those players that move around, that use the jump, that move side to side. So if you're running backwards, the arrow will point down, and that means your blocking has been increased. If you are running forward, your attack has been increased. If you go side to side, your dodge has been increased. Alright, so this is the Abyss, and if this were Top Gun, this would be the danger zone. So what we're going to do here is, we're actually currently located in our home fortress, and it's protected by a massive shield, which you'll see in just a moment. And because the Abyss is where the Tower of Eternity used to be, you have the ability to fly everywhere in this zone. The Aether concentration is very high. We're going through these rings right now just to give ourselves some buffs, extend our flight time. And there's the massive shield protecting our home fortress. It's there so that we always have a home base. We can always regroup and get ready for the next big fortress siege. And you'll see this is the massive, what looks like a sun to our right. And I just want you to take note of that, because we'll be seeing it again later, and I'll help you get your bearings to where we are in the Abyss. And we're going to land down here and teleport. So on this map, you'll notice that we are at the little star on the bottom. So we're in the lower Abyss, and we're going to teleport to the top Abyss. Now that sun that I showed you isn't actually a sun, that is the core Abyss, and that's in the middle there, and we'll be visiting her shortly. So let's make our way up to the top. The map that you see is the map of the lower Abyss. The bigger icons on the map are the fortresses that your legion will want to gain control of. Now that we're in the upper Abyss, we're actually going to teleport straight to one of the fortresses to give you an idea of what it looks like. Now there are many different ways to enter the fortress. We're actually going to go through the bottom, and here you're going to get a nice up-close and personal look at one of the Valor. So they don't look like the Elios or the Asmodeans. They're a draconic race. And when we zoom out here, you'll see that we are invisible, and that's because they have no respect for the GMs. So even if we were visible, they'd probably kick our ass. All right. So we're going to fly up into this main area of the fortress, and along these ramps are blower guardians, so they're guarding the way up. And it doesn't look like much right now, but I want you to picture 200 or 300, 400 players fighting their way up this ramp, and also flying around, but also being shot down. So you can't just fly right up, because the blower guardians there will try and shoot you down. Now to the right here, we're going to land on one of the artifacts. Artifacts can be found within the fortresses and around the outside of the fortresses, and these are control points that your legion doesn't necessarily have to gain control of, but you certainly get an advantage if you do. Some of them, for example, will buff your entire legion. Others will debuff an opposing faction, or opposing legion from an opposing faction. So big advantages in gaining control of these. Alright, now we're going to teleport to the Corvus. Now remember that big sun, the Corvus, that was above us? Now it's actually below us, so we're going to look down and we're going to be right on top of it. And what we're going to do...
Don't touch it. It's very sexual.
Is it hot?
Just a little bit.
Alright, let's dive down into the Corvus. Alright, so in the Corvus is the mother of all fortresses. Whoever controls the Corvus fortress controls the Abyss. It's tricky because there's only one way in. We have to go through these rings to buff ourselves so that our flight doesn't run down and we fall to our deaths. Again, once you get down here, if you manage to, so it is only entry point, there's a great, the reward for having control of this fortress is huge. One, the prestige alone. Two, better hunting grounds, better reward.